Good morning, traders. Happy FOMC today. I hope that you guys are having a good time in this meaty chop. And I figure I'm going to do this for a little bit and then log off and really focus on price action prior to FOMC. So I'm doing this a little bit earlier than I normally do. Excuse me while I take another big slurp of Americano. Oh, yeah. So this is going to be a nice, chill live stream. Do some scalping. I've been doing scalping all day on micros, and that's it. Just micro scalping all morning because I sort of just see today as a day where I don't want to be taking too much risk. That's all. One of those one of those days where FOMC, interesting little spot here. Mm. What's up, Raymond? Good morning, Alfred. Good morning, Maka. Hey, if you guys are just logging in, um, please like the video. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Man, I hate to repeat myself all the time, but I know people forget, right? In other words, if you like me to keep streaming, just like the video. It doesn't have to always be perfect content, right? But the kind of content I put out. I talk about trading, trade the micros a little bit, do a little dance, make a little money, have fun tonight or today. That's a song, in case you're younger. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that, Maka. Thank you for everybody who did that. Um, for those of you who normally watch and listen to me talk about BBWC. I mean, these are all iterations of support resistance. So it's not really BBWC here as we chop around, but we are certainly, as the NASDAQ pushes just outside of its range there. You guys don't see it. It's right here. Right there. Pushing just outside of its range. Let's see if it breaks down into this zone here. It probably finds short-term support. It's just the way it's been moving. Hold on. All right, wait, support here at 03s. Not 09s. Ah, son of a gun. Anyway, it's just been stair stepping here, chopping people up. And, you know, you could see it go find some short term stops with people playing way too tight on a day like today, right? Short term stops, come down, move lower. Now they're zipping it back up. So, play the range. Good morning, Super Walnuts. Good morning, Turk. So, Alfred, Sierra chart uses to 59, and that is indeed the same as what you'll get all the time with the CME. So if you go, obviously 59.30 to 22.59, sorry, 21.59.59, then you get it. So you need to do 21.59.30 to 21.59.59. That's how Sierra chart will get you accurate data calculations. You never do to the full like 22, you know, quad Z. Uh, and from that, I'm distracted, which is fine. It's all good. I'm still trying to rack up points here nonstop. We'll see. I did want to be short here on the E-mini, but so the problem is that sometimes you want to be short. So I got short in here. Then we had that impulse, and I took profit into the impulse because it was such a nice little impulse, 3-4 points, and that's how it's been moving. Let's make sure it's been moving in these little this little impulse here where it's the channels like this, and so right, I got it in here and I got out here, but I was thinking, well, maybe we're gonna come up, stop run, come back in, maybe get short in here, and then add here for a breakdown, I don't know, back to this area or so. Um, and now it's just doing different things that I didn't expect completely. So, but a little distracted by the chat in a good way, in a good way. Oh wait, do you guys not see it? No, I was over here on the wrong thing. Let's go back to E-mini. Sorry. I'm saying the E-mini's moving in these 3 or 4 little impulses here. So I got short in here and I took profit here. And I expected it to come back, range out, make a new high, reject somewhere in here, then come down. And as we sold down here just a few minutes ago, or a few seconds ago, oh, sneeze coming. Oh my goodness. Couldn't get to my volume switch fast enough. Ugh. Allergies killing me. Oh, here's the move. All right, let's see. Slow moving market. Yep, it's going to eat up all these stops here. So, man, bad entry. Just a bad entry in a slow moving market. Not even an entry. By the time, I got to be watching this a little bit more. I'll bet you, I see the chat moving a little bit over there. JT says, man, I think I need Sierra package 11. Yeah, probably. Well, you need the advanced package, whatever that is. I think, yeah, footprint is an advanced package. And if you do it, JT, no, Alfred, it's not. I mean, and if you do it, JT, sign up under my Sierra Chart affiliate link if you would, or not if it's too much of a hassle. That's okay. Well, if you sign up and pay for what they call usage time, which is the actual software, then I get 10% added to my usage time. Keeps me on Sierra Chart for longer. But I know, Alfred, commissions are, I don't know, 50 cents a side, 47 cents a side, something like that. So, I mean, I'm going to be sitting here trading no matter what. And if I can tweak out some small edge and practice, then I'll do that. Alfred, this right here is my just playing the open and since the open, so 458 points. Times 5 is $5 a point on the micros. It pays the bills still. It keeps the lights on. And NASDAQ 371. So whatever. It's not terrible. Now, if you take 1 point minus $1 in commissions, we'll just call them fees, whatever we call it, right? Back up to a prior breakdown point. Let's see. Looking at bigger picture here now. Let's see. Stops here into here. Sorry, stops here into here. 79. JT, I've taken 27 trades maybe, I think, is last I checked. So it's a bit much to go over. And I'm still just going to keep scalping here. But do you notice on the E-mini here in the last, well, just look at this volume, right? You're going from 22,000, 18, right? Let's just look at it. 18, 17, 18, 15, 13, 20, right? Out of range, 20. And then sideways, sideways, kind of within range, lower, 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 13, 16, now 18, 12,000, but highly concentrated 12,000, 13, 13, 9,000, 9,000, 9,000, 11,000 trying to break out a range and some volume concentrated up here. 15,000 just outside of this range here. 8,000, 7,000, 6,000, 9,000. It is getting sparse, my friend. It's starting to get a little on the thin side out there. Just looking at this zone here. One of the things about a day like today when you have this bull like this where it's curving, when it finally breaks here, it may break and go all the way up here. It may. Or it may come to this where long, so all right, let's look at price action. Where it came down, we bounced, right? Some price found support here. It rolled over, little anti, right, which is a fake out, short, bounce, longs get trapped here. And then we slowly sell, longs add, anticipating the same thing. Came down, they defended from those ads. Then they capitulated, brought it all the way back down, came back to the scene of the crime. Traders here, this was definite BBWC. Playable here, right? So I took that short scalp. Anyway, sold off again. Slow accumulation up into this area now. I might just get run over here. As a matter of fact, I was actually just going to pull those orders as I trade so much slower when I'm talking. You guys should know that. I mean, that's obvious, right? We all do. If you're trying to explain something and trade at the same time, you don't make very quick decisions. But we're going to see. We're going to see still if this area here with these trapped longs are still in the game. All right, so we got this. Short-term support now here, right there. Right in that area. All right, lifted one. Some size coming through here a little bit. Didn't go anywhere. All right, we'll just get out of that. I still think that might be it. We'll see. See, now JT, now you get to see how somebody can scalp in and out here with micros. And sometimes, if you start to see how the market's moving early in the trend, you can just fearlessly get long and short in here. And you're like, BS. No. It's if I turned all my trades on, you would just see lines everywhere through, especially here and here, and even here. It would be you wouldn't even be able you wouldn't be able to understand where I got in and out. I mean, blue lines are profit, if you know. Red lines are not profit. There's a few red lines, but mainly all blue through here. So anyway, way too much information to try and dissect all that. I'll end up talking for 2 hours and not trading. And I kind of just want to trade. All right, rolling over a little here. So the break of that low. So you could do this. See, what I'm drawing. I'm not going to get it. Bummer. I actually thought I was going to get the short from here and be able to cover down in here because I know you're like, oh, that's so useless. Well, when you get come all the way down here, most of the time you break that low and you do travel down. And then this is already support, so you're going to get a little oscillation back and probably challenge. Wait, do you guys see the same thing I am? Yeah, okay, yeah. You're going to get oscillation to probably challenge this area here. So in this area we pulled back and then ripped up. So probably like that. Anyway, I was trying to go get filled on the short side and cover on the long side. Already would have been out of the trade. Right? So I'm just demonstrating these little areas when you see there's kind of a poor low. You're like, what? These are volume counting. Yeah, it's like a poor low, and it holds stops. You can typically get short here just for a break right in through there, right? So you're like, but Mike, that's only let's see, what is it? 76 down to 75. Let's see. 76.50 down to right in, I don't know, 75.25. Yeah, that's a point and a quarter. You can get it. For you nooblets that can't get in and out fast enough or can't read the market fast enough, I would never recommend trading that. So now we get the retest here. Did we get in? Nope. See? I missed it because I'm talking. There's the retest. So did I try to get in right there? Yeah, sure. Could I get now halfway out here at 75? Yes, I could. But am I missing it because I'm talking? Yeah, I am because the markets move fast. You see how we predicted, oh, to come up and test it. But see, this is the problem when you're on a YouTube live stream, you get distracted by talking. Anyway, let me go back to the chat. Oh, da, 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 da. They're not even that fast. I don't think, JT. It's all good. You guys can talk. I'm just lamenting what's actually happening, right? It's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm saying that it is very hard to trade and talk and explain things at the same time. That's all. There's a reason why some people will say, you know, there's trading in a room full of people talking, and then there's trading on my own, right? Especially as a scalper. I mean, there's also a very very good reason why Al Brooks trades in a quiet room without any distractions, probably a locked door, because if you're going to trade this way, you need to make quick decisions. So, talking through your trades while you're trying to trade is not very conducive to making the most amount of money in a short amount of time. Which is why I always tell you guys, it's not really worth it for me to be on YouTube, ever, in terms of if the market's moving. It's never worth it, right? So it's why I stress, if you guys are here and you like it, then hit the like button. Because otherwise, I could very easily go do this by myself. And I'm not trying to pressure anybody to do anything. That's not what this is about. I'm just saying these are the facts. So let's all be nice to each other. Um, be positive and make it a good experience. Because all of our time is valuable, I hope, in different ways. But anyway, let's see. Let me check something. AMP futures, by the way. Temporary margins increase. U.S. stock indices day trade margins are set to double. Oh, that's weird. Just something with the email formatting. I'm going to read it to you guys. Yeah, so June 15th, that's today. Margins are doubled. Day trading margins. Yep. Wow. I don't look at this very often. That's crazy. So, you control one contract with 400 bucks on AMP for day trading margins. Whoa. Whew. No wonder people get absolutely rocked on their small accounts. You can control a whole E-mini with $1,000 account easily. Jeez. Anyway, Nasdaq is 1,000. It's now 2,000. Russell's now 1,000. I never look at this stuff, but anyway, will that affect some liquidity today? Probably. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Because they're probably not the only ones to do that today. Disciplined asks, hey, let's see. Nicafly says, hi Mike, do you use sell, ask, or buy bid buttons to get in? Yeah, sometimes. Mainly I just click on my DOM. So the DOM I use, the only thing that moves on the DOM is the limit orders. The price scale, so on the DOM, this on my trade DOM, which is not on the screen, the price never ever moves. So like this, it might like adjust with the market on this chart here. On my trade DOM, it never moves until I move it. And so the only thing that moves are the bid and ask. So I'll just click. And then I have some Stream Deck buttons that say buy at bid -3, buy at bid -5, right? If I want to short-term scale in, and they're well, they used to be located. They're not anymore. My Stream Deck hasn't been working, so I just gotta something changed in Sierra Chart, and so my buttons used to. Oh, here let's change the button color. It's a good question, by the way. Let's see. So the buttons would be like buy bid. We'll call it B, and then the next button would be -3. Buy bid -3. And then the next one would be buy bid -5, right? And this is like a stream. This is my stream deck, right? There's like a whole console here. And so what I could do is, because these buttons hardly stick out, they're kind of almost like the lip of the button. So if you're looking at it from a sideways point of view, it's like a tiny little like button like this and kind of barely just stick out. I could take my finger right here. This is my finger. Here's my nail. And I could slide it like this. So I'm pressing here. Bing, 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 bing. And I'm sliding my finger this way. And so what does that do? It gets at the bid, -3, and -5. And then AMP, what does AMP do? What does AMP do? They send me an email saying, are you a high frequency trader? Are you using some algorithm to place orders in under 1 second? Multiple orders? I'm like, no, I just go, and then I scale in. Buy, buy, or buy, buy, buy. And I do it quickly. So as price is falling and I think it's coming into an area of, hey, support, let's say it's falling here, I go, and it goes, and then I'm long. Quickly. Anyway, let me go back to that question. Let's see. Nick Fly or Nickel Fly says, "What is BBWC?" I'm gonna do a video on BBWC, Nickel Fly, in the next short time. I actually have a preview picture done for it. Let me see if I can show you guys the preview picture. Let's see. Dirk has already seen the preview picture. Mr. Dirk. Let me see here. Nope. That's not it. Jeez. Man, my little girl is squeaking out there. Little squeaker. Where is it? Well, you know what is included on it. In the so this picture is included in the preview picture. What do we know this is? What is this, guys? Holy Grail. I like to meme a little bit because there's no Holy Grail in trading, but I'm poking fun a little bit. BBWC is an awesome setup, but there is no Holy Grail in trading. But you better believe in the preview, I'm going to allude to the fact that it's a Holy Grail setup, right? And I'm going to laugh every time I see it because I know there's no such thing as a Holy Grail, but it is a great setup. Okay, so that's it. So that's part of it. But let me see if I can find the rest of it. Videos, YouTube preview pictures. Okay, here we go. It's got to be here somewhere. I have a lot of them. BBWC for YouTube. Booyah! I don't know, maybe I'll change this, but look. There it is. High probability. Look at Holy Grail. I don't think this is very clear, right? Risk reward. I really use very basic software. It's like screenshot software to do these, and I don't want to spend a lot of time building any of this. And I'm on Linux, and so I have GIMP, but I don't know how to use it that well, to be honest. So anyway, there's your preview picture. But you see the Holy Grail in the background? Oh, money back guarantee. That's right. Yeah, money back guarantee. I endlessly laugh at some of these YouTube preview pictures because the fact of the matter is that there's nothing guaranteed in trading. But, you know, it's like the videos that get the most hits are pictures that look like this, right? Oh my gosh! I mean, that really happened, but you know, that's when you're on the creator side of it and you see what gets hits, it's like, oh my gosh, it's redunk. let's see. You guys want to see a picture of me? A real, not real, a characterized picture of me? Here, let's see if I can find one. There you go. Moi. You see this purple right here? You see that purple on the glasses? That actually happens. It's because these glasses here, um, the lenses in here have this blue light filtration in them. So when I'm at a computer desk, um, there's a blue light filter. It's better for you. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about trading. Stupid shit. Oh, stupidish. Sorry. Are we just moving up into the next zone here? You see how I have like these zones are already predefined? So yeah, that's it. Super walnuts. That's 100%. So can you guys see the way that I've marked my zones up for this choppy market and how they've been actually pretty good? Let's let's just look at them. So this one was marked up, right? It's been a good zone for a little pullback, right? And then right into here, this is another zone marked up, and then the um, origin point is here, right? And pretty nice pullback. We've got a little pullback here, but the next zone is up here, right? In reality, might we pull back because of this consolidation here? Might we pull back right into this area? Yeah, we might. I mean, this is tight, right? So you can see there's volume here, right? And there's also a volume node. And so if we go back and we actually look at the structure, we're also getting closer on the FOMC. So there's going to be some, gosh, I'm trying not to use language. There's going to be some effery that's going to abound here. So as we get closer to FOMC, I'm going to be less and less interested in trying to fade any move because they may actually go hunt for liquidity, and I think this is what's actually likely to happen. Is they're gonna go hunt. Oops. They're gonna go hunt liquidity up here above these highs, just to get the stops going. And because I mean, if you want to sell this market, I mean, what you want to do is, if you're bigger hands, stronger hands, and you want to sell this market, you need the bid to come into the market to sell against. And to get that bid really interested, you need to make higher highs sometimes. It's just, we're all watching the same things, right? We're watching market structure, and we're telling ourselves, hey, if this level breaks, then maybe on to the next level. But the backdrop, the context of all of that is, hey, we're on a day where Mr. J Powell is gonna pow the market, right? He's gonna f us all up. So there's also lots of indecision. So you can play that for only so long on a day like today until you're pushing your luck closer and closer to FOMC, and traders get so as market. So on a day like today, here's what's happening. As the market, this is the likely sentiment of traders. As the market has, I don't know, found a low the other day and curled up today and then pushed up and pushed down, as the market starts to get higher, it may accelerate here because now it's getting closer to FOMC. So any extreme volatility, usually towards the edge, gets the traders who are out of position here into covering because they're worried about the breakout. So it causes actually more aggression towards these areas, which then gets all the short-term traders going long, and maybe the tide is still uncertainty, and then it comes back in. So when there's uncertainty in the market at the edges, you tend to get, when you get past about the 50 line of a move, and you start to get into the 618 or whatever, and then the 88.6% retracement up here, you tend to get more aggression back to the upside, which is kind of what has happened here, right? I mean, I expect this move at some point here. See how we're just, all right, we kind of stair step down, right? Stair step. Now I expect this move at some point to get, here, let's see if we can, am I on the right screen? Yes, I am. God, that would suck if I was not. To get a little more like that, right? As we get closer to FOMC. If it doesn't happen, that's fine. Maybe we get the rejection here. Maybe. But this scenario is also very probable on a day like today. Oh, so Nick Fly asks your DOM bracket with stop only and no target. So it's an open target trade. So the way it works, my friend, is all right, let's just put something on the book. Wait, oh, no. Oh, it's not turned on over here. Well, that sucks. I thought it. There you go. Right, now we can see it up here. Anyway. This is a trail stop. So let's say this mark, do I want to be short there if we break out above here? Sure. I'd probably get out of that short profit. Anyway, maybe. Let me think about it a little bit more. No. There you go. Something like that. Okay. Peering into my mind here. So the way it works is, let's see. Let's say price goes up, fills me, right? If it keeps going up, it'll take out that stop, okay? And the stop doesn't move. But if the market comes back to 5 points, I'm at 1R, right? That will still stay up there. But if it comes back to 8 points here, so at plus 8, this will go voomp, voomp, and activate to the 1R level and start trailing. So then if it keeps going, it'll trail the market by, well, you can figure out the math. If it's plus 8 and 5, then it's trailing the market by 3 points. So essentially, if the market keeps moving down, it'll be minus 3 points trail stop. So it'll just trail. And then as soon as it activates at plus 8, this, when I actually change it, so let's say it's minus, it's trailing 3 points, right? And but it's too tight for this volatility. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, we're moving down, we consolidate, and then there's another consolidation here, right? I don't know, let's say like this. And my profit is like, my entry is the yellow line, right? And my stop is, I don't know, it's trailing 3 points. And so my stop has moved down to here, right? So we have, consolidation here, consolidation here, consolidation here. If I went and I move this stop after it's been activated and I move it up to here, whatever the distance that when I move it up to here, whatever the distance is to the current market, it'll become a trailing stop for that distance. Does that make sense? Now, it's static. If it goes up, it'll take me out there. But why would I want to adjust it? You might want to adjust it because it's a runner and because that breaks your structure, right? That's now a reversal of some kind in your mind. So you don't want to just leave it at 3 points. I mean, you want to move it above a structure that invalidates your trade and try to, you know, try to trade with trend. Does that make sense? Hey, Travis. Nick's like, 1 million questions. Hey Nick, I'll do a one-on-one consulting if you want. No problem. Nickel Fly. Are you Fade the Extreme? Are you the same person? For some reason, I remember the baby picture. Did I get that right? Is my memory accurate on that? Don't you have your own YouTube channel? And don't you have your own levels service? Aren't you in China? And you sell levels, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. See guys, this is what happens. People come on and they're like, "Hey, help me with my business." It's all good. It's all good. But you can't hide. Or maybe you can. Yeah, that's right. He might be saying yes to the name, but not to the service. So. But I think you do have a service. I think you do. No, I use it for my own. Oh, okay. I remember seeing something on a Sierra chart support board for levels. You know, I read that board from time to well, probably I read it on my downtime on my phone. And I remember seeing you ask them about posting levels. Um, I don't know, from some kind of file, and then Sierra chart puts it into your chart and other people's shared charts. No, that's all good. He probably has, you know, Nick Fly or Nickel Fly is going to have great questions because he's trying to do all these things. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, your friend. I gotcha. Yeah, people are funny, man. People who I've known will make brand new accounts to try and contact me on new accounts, you know, accounts that are opened in, oh, I don't know, right when they follow me on Twitter. So like the account is 1 day old, and then they start contacting me saying, "Hello, my name is XYZ and I am from XYZ country. I've been trading and I need your help." I'm like, "Man, can't you just contact me on your real name? Hey, I need help with Sierra chart. Can't you just contact me on your real name?" I promise if you're honest and you're selling some service and you're contacting me from your service, I won't smoke you out. I won't throw shade at you publicly. But I do like to make fun of people who are trying to be sneaky about it. It's like, I don't mind. Anybody who's making money selling whatever, good for you. Good for you. Seriously. However you got to do it. You don't have to be worried about contacting me on your real name. Anyway, it's all good. Nickelfly says, I'm scared to ask more questions now. I mean, you're not really hiding. Extreme. Fade the extreme. Because you have that picture of your daughter, man. Is that your daughter or your son? Sorry, it's a really tiny preview picture. Hmm. Next 2 days, at least. Rainer, what's up, dude? Oh yeah, that's awesome. I have a 4 month old, and I can just gush about her. She loves to smile and giggle and smile at us. Like it she smiles and gives us little lovey faces all day long. I don't know, Nickelfly. I mean, put it up on your chart for half gap. You're Nickelfly. You're a an accomplished trader. I know who you are. We've talked before. You tell us where half gap is. Anyway, we know Rainer's been buying the dip. So Rainer, to the moon. Let's do it. What do you think, Rainer? Is it all priced in here? Rainer's like, what? Is what all priced in? Is the is what the market's trying to price in the 75 basis point hike? Is it priced in already? Rainer's like, I just look at the options, dude. I know. I'm seeing if Rainer uses anything else in his trading. I'm probing. I'm probing Rainer. And I also know Rainer's not native English speaking dude, so he's probably catching some of this and not all of it. So yeah, we'll see how far it goes. Anyway, let me read up on comments. The Chilled Florist. Nice to see you here, my friend. Yeah, no. Well, someone knows, Nickelfly. And if someone knows what they're doing, then someone else knows as well. That's how the world works, Nickelfly. If there's a lot of money to be made from knowing, then someone is willing to pay for the knowledge. They're willing to pay for the privilege of knowing. That's just how the world works. Yeah, I got you, Rainer. You know what's interesting, Rainer? I well, it's even more interesting, guys. Forget all that. I can go off on a tangent on all that stuff, and it's not probably not conducive to What's interesting is this yesterday. You guys remember this from the video yesterday? Here, NQ. All right, this chart down here, this 30-minute chart. Oh, that's okay, Mirren. That's okay. It happens. Like, look, I mean, well, you guys don't see it anymore, but look at this chart down here on the left. You see that level? So I chart levels from old price action. I don't have much on this chart. You see this? I got a few trend lines and stuff. I got COVID highs. But no major, like this is all auto printed here, right? This is some stuff from weekly TPO charts, some gaps, some upper levels of importance. But into this area, down here, there were no lines. I had one line on my chart. One effing line on my whole chart. I said, it's 11/4/2020, the date it emanates from. Someone told me the other day, what the heck does emanate stand for? Emanate is the sort of the origin point where it comes from. So it emanates from 11/4/2020, and I call it daily. So daily time frame, BBWC, and then I put in parentheses high volume. High volume, and I know it also stands for high volatility, where price exploded off that zone. You guys were around when I was in my feed live stream yesterday, and I bought 5 MNQ right there. And I said, well, it's not, there's no capitulation here. And then price just went right. Let's go look at it on a volume bar chart. You see that? That's where I bought right there, and I did it. Yeah, that's right. Disciplined. I'm just admitting humongous failures around big levels. It came all the way down, and this grind right here, this move, I thought, it's gonna hit this and roll over because it didn't come in the way I thought. And it's an expensive lesson. I mean, I made money, but it's an expensive lesson in that I missed a lot of profits, both on NASDAQ and micro NASDAQ contracts. I made money, but I did not make nearly enough money. And I hope Rayner bought here and held, because Rayner holds trades. Rayner's a full-time business professional outside of trading. Dr. Rayner, we'll call him. Mad respect for you, Rayner. And so he doesn't he doesn't scalp in the way that I do with short time frames and try to turn over my edge really fast. He's busy with other stuff. Anyway, this move happened. And my point in saying this is I don't have 20 gazillion levels on a chart. I don't. I have a few levels that I spend some time determining. And I'm not like some of these furu idiots out there that are like, well, 11,240 to 11,210. But if 11,240 and 11,210 breaks, then 11,015 to 10,995 is on the table. And if that breaks, then, and they have 15 levels, and the way they word it is something like, if this, then that, but if that happens, then it's potential that we could go all the way up here, and then we'll see some downside. It's just, like, it's all deniable later, right? Or you could always say, like, oh, my level hit, one of my levels hit to the whatever, within 10 points, which is pretty much an exact call, right? People do this ish all the time. I didn't do that, right? I had one freaking level on this chart all day. And I still, so here's my point. I still effed it up. Oh, very nice, Rainer. I'm glad. I'm so happy to hear that, my friend. I remember you sold some on the ES yesterday at into 40s and 50s in real time. So Rainer probably adds, sells some, lowers his cost basis. Because when I was doing that, I don't know, a few weeks ago on the E-mini in a live stream, Rainer says, "You trade like me." And he didn't say what, but I remember he said that around the time I was doing that. So it's probably what he was referring to. So that's what I think Rainer did. Anyway, my point is, guys, you can have these levels on your charts all day long and still misread the price action on a short time frame and miss out on this whole move. I mean, in reality, because I put so much time into that level. Oh, thank you, Andre. You are the man. I really appreciate that. Um, in reality, because I put so much time into this, I'm kicking myself after the market closed yesterday and last night. I was literally going, look, you spend all this time, Mike, to find this really important potential reversal level. You put a green line on it. You go back, you look at all the structure of the market, and then you talk yourself out of a trade that you've clearly, and I'm talking to myself here, you've clearly defined as a type of trade that you could turn into a big winner. I've clearly defined this kind of trade in my head. Like, these are the kind of trades that you go in small, you leave your stop loss alone, and you come back a day or two later, and it's a big freaking winner. And maybe you add to it, right? Because it's in profit. You add on pullbacks or in market strength. And you ride that SOB. I have this clearly defined because of this kind of daily level. So I have different setups where you guys are like, well, how do you trade? Well, I scalp during the day a lot. But when it comes into these big levels, I check myself and I say, okay, this is a big level. This has potential to turn into a big winner. So I can scalp the level like I normally do, right? A little bit of size. But don't close out of the position fully. Okay? Take your little scalp, 5, 7 point, 3 point winners, whatever it is, right? On your footprint. But know you entered at a larger time frame level and that the reversal has the potential to go 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 points. And give this an opportunity to turn into one of those trades. So I'm sharing a really ishy, a really bad thing that I did, right? Oh, what's that guy's name? Ackman. Ackman's tweeting. Ha ha! Yeah, buddy! Oh, I gotta read this tweet. Let's see. Prediction from Bill Ackman. Federal Reserve raises 75 basis points, expresses a high level of concern about inflation and inflationary expectations, and makes clear that nothing is off the table for July, including 100 basis points or more if necessary. Oh gosh, what a slime ball. What a slime ball. People on Wall Street love this guy. I mean, some people hate him, but traders love this guy because he generates movement. Oh man. It's just, he's great. Thanks, Andre. Yeah, disciplined. Anyway, I think I'm missing some comments and I'm going to scroll up. Fade the Extreme took a lot of lines here. One or two lines, and then he pushed everybody's comments way up in the stream. Let's see. Mark Nicholas says, "What are your thoughts on FOMC today?" This is a long time ago. Mark may not even be watching anymore, but Mark, my thoughts are on FOMC is just sit back and watch price action, and maybe start trading after. You get an initial move, don't trade. You get a second move, I'm not trading. Third move, market settles down, then maybe I trade. So it might. And then that should kind of correspond to when Powell has stopped talking. Or if they surprise and we break a big level to the upside, um, ride it to the upside because we've had some extreme days to the downside. And so that can happen where we get a surprise and we start trying to fill all the gaps above. So, I'm good with that. Let's see. So, by the way, Nickelfly says, "Do you know how I can make bid pull stack and ask pull stack in one column?" Yeah, the Sierra chart allows you to combine it just as a regular column. And then Super Walnut says, "I've tried that. It was possible in a spreadsheet in Sierra chart. You add pulling stacking as an indicator, but it lagged." Oh, so I can see the text of some of bid ask pool. I see. Maybe something a little different. Rayner says, "Does not matter what FOMC will say. Markets will explode anyway." Um, it really does matter, but okay. I do think, Rayner, that it can happen where the perceived or how do I put it? I think it can happen where the message that the FOMC gives is on the surface maybe negative or positive, and the market does the opposite of that perceived message. I do think that can happen. But it does matter what they say. And it matters to a lot of people with a lot of money. Some of whom I know, some of whom I don't. But I do know that some people that I know with a lot of money are out of the market right now. And they are waiting on the FOMC. So could they just be waiting for MGI? Yes, they are, but they're also waiting to see what tone the Fed takes. So they're in cash. So cash is a position too. But, anything can happen, Rayner. That's where, I don't know. If a trader tells me I'm long this market, in your case, you're long 37.29 average. Where do you invalidate, right? So we all have to have a point where we say there's an invalidation point. And that's what's most important. And not getting too confident one direction or another. I mean, it's good to have conviction, but I would just be careful saying this is going to happen or this isn't going to happen. I don't think that you mean that, but it like that, right? Um, necessarily, maybe you do. Anyway, big ticks here to the downside, negative 3,000, flashing 3,500 now. Still reading comments. Gamma is all bullshit. BS, says Disciplined. Must have been when I was talking, okay? Alright. Kermit, yeah, right? Yeah, did he cry during COVID? Did he actually cry? I don't watch the NBC. I don't have a TV in my office. Nothing. Oh, I know Disciplined. Absolutely. Volatility Premium says Gamma is far from BS. Hell is coming. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, if you guys are here on the channel, I sure would appreciate you guys liking it. It's a great place for us traders to talk about the markets here pre-FOMC. Helps out the channel a lot. I do appreciate it. I know people forget, so they kind of like saunter in. They're like, been here for a little while. They're like, hell is coming. Big ticks, negative 3,500. One of the things also about, let's see, Rayner is that Rayner might be here and not here right now. He might be helping a patient. So Rayner's like, done with this patient, waiting for my next patient. He goes over to the computer. Hey, I'm going to buy a few thousand more lots of E-minis here. Puts his stop loss in. Send the next patient in. Rayner gets an alert. Market is crashing. Excuse me, patient. I need to check something on my PC. Anyway, 3,500, negative 3,500 ticks here. Miran asks, do you look at NYSE tick or NYSE NQ tick? I look at the NYSE NQ Amex tick. It's probably, you mean the NYSE NQ. On Sierra chart, it's New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, and American Exchange. Oh, okay, Rayner. That's cool. Wait a second. I'm on NASDAQ. Okay. Everything's out of alignment. All right, let's go do this. You know what we need to do? We need to go in here. What is this? 200 volume? We need to switch this to 400 volume. There you go. Much better. Now we can see more of the market. So if you're kind of new to my charts, since we're all staring at the same charts. All right. So this orange line is the last 30 seconds of trade, and that's when settlement is determined. So you see this orange line emanates from that area, and settlement is determined as the last 30 seconds or VWAP of the sorry. Well, let me start that again. Settlement is defined as VWAP of the final 30 seconds of regular trading hours trade. on the equity indexes. That's how it's defined. And so on my charts here, I like to look at where I am on the right one. Yeah, I like to look at how settlement develops and how price moves around that point, especially on the E-mini. This is Nasdaq, right? So that's what these big lines are. This is the orange one is the very last settlement that occurred, which is yesterday at the close. Yellow is what's called T plus 2 or settlement plus 2 days. And that represents, it's a proxy for the cash settled shares of the stocks that underpin these equity indexes. So it's like an approximation for where the settlement, the cash settlement occurs for the shares. So if we're above this T plus 2, which is 2 days ago, then large players who bought and then received the cash settlement from those shares are all above water. Their heads are above water. And so we get liquidations underneath these settlements. So these are important levels for me, and that's why the background of the chart shades differently for the last 30 seconds. Okay, so the shading, and I hope you guys can see the shading on this one. Yeah, you should be able to. Yep. The shading for this here is the open, and it's teal. It's a teal background. And you see how this teal line emanates from its origin point is the open? Well, that's the first 30 seconds of trade at the open, which for the NASDAQ tends to be some of the highest volume of the day. And so I track that on what's called a heads up display. Today's opening volume for the NASDAQ was low. 2,486 contracts in the first 30 seconds of trade. A high value would be 4,000 to 6,000 contracts. And so the market tends to rotate around that first opening 30 seconds of trade. You see how it double bottoms, comes up, comes back through, liquidates these traders, comes back up, retests it, pushes off, acts like gravity, right? Comes back in. So the market's been rotating around this. It's essentially very near the open. Doesn't have to be, because you might get at the open a 40-point downside move into the first 10 seconds, and it's on no volume, and then all the volume occurs at the low of that 40. And so then it's volume weighted average price or VWAP of that opening 30-second range. So anyway, that line prints in real time. But my charts, when you guys see all these lines, that's what they are, right? And my charts, they shade the background of that time. So I know when I'm at settlement or at the open, okay, I'm at this important time. Also, when you have a chart like this, it also quickly tells you. So this is a 400 volume based chart. Well, since every single candlestick is the same width, like literally the same width, it tells me that the volume from the close, or we'll call it Globex, from here to here is equivalent to the volume that traded in the same amount of distance, because it's volume based, not time based. So this volume is equivalent to the volume that traded roughly to here. Does that make sense to you guys? It's just a different way to think about it. That's why I like volume bars. I love using these static bars because it tells you that up until the open, all this volume here, right, is equivalent to the volume that transacted to roughly right here. You see that? Now, this volume profile here is set to visible bars only. In other words, it will adjust based on what you see only on this chart, right up to this point, right there. Okay? And so this will adjust based on what is seen. So if we go lock the fill space, we can now look at volume rotations very, very, very clearly. All right, let's go lock this fill space. So we're locking this fill space here so we never cover up this volume profile with price. So watch. See this? Oh, my little girl keeps crying. I just want to hug her. I just want to hug her. I'm going to go hug her, guys. I just love her. Anyway, I'll be back, but this is cool stuff. Look. So there's the overnight action plus this RTH action. So let's do this. Okay. Let's do this some more. A little more. Let's see. Let's do this. Remember, this is yesterday's close. You see settlement here. Here's the open. Okay, so let's see if we can do something here. There's the open. Now let's go see if we can get Sierra chart to be precise here. This is the zoom tool. It's probably not going to be very precise, but we'll do this. Nope, didn't want to be very precise. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's okay. Yeah, it's not too bad. See how it still shows it over here? Why couldn't you zoom? Well, maybe that's because of the shape of my zoom. Let's try it again. Oh, nope. Accidentally hit the region 2 data line. I think it's region 2. The region data line. Anyway, let's go. Well, let's do this. That's close enough. All right. So that's what the volume profile looks like for the overnight. Notice lots of volume in the overnight rotated around the prior day's opening VWAP. See that? You're like, but tell us what it means. Well, I'm just sharing. I'm sharing different ways to analyze the market. Lots of you will be creative with what you're hearing. Okay, so anyway, this is opening VWAP line again. Price is what? Right on it right now? Hey! Shocker! Price has made all this movement today and we're right back to it. You're like, look at that bias. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Whatever. It's fine. Alright, we're good there. Big seller here, who's also a big buyer. But this, it's red because someone took initiative and hit the buyer on this pullback. That's what that was. So when it's red, it means it colors red because in time and sales, it's showing as someone took initiative to the sell side. That's why. So for some of you Orderflow newbies that are like, why is it red and not blue? Well, blue is where someone took initiative and hit the ask here. So someone on this pullback decided to get aggressive or cover or buy at this level on size. So they said, look, here I am, fill me. And then someone down here decided to put an ask on the book that was fairly big, and they went and hit it. Bink! So do you notice that it's the opposite? It's kind of interesting. Maybe these are questions you should be asking yourself. Definitely. So anyway, you can see that this volume profile now looks a little different. See that? And as you include more data, it's going to include whatever's on the screen to this left side. This lower area is simply this study. That's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Region 2, the value format is I put at 0.1, so that's notable. Moving average, 20. It's an exponential moving average. It's calculations based on up or down trades. That's it. So it's a ratio. It's an up-down volume ratio, right? It shows bid or ask. It shows aggression from market participants essentially, right? So this volume ratio line here, right? We set it blue for up, red for down, right? I think some people have been asking about that. Overcomplicating it as usual, but whatever. Oh, that's interesting. You know what I need to do is I need to get rid of the zoom. There you go. The zoom was still on this chart. All right, let's get rid of this. So you would think, sorry, you would think here right now, I just want to make sure I'm selecting the right things. I'm moving around, that this is going to act like resistance here short term. Right there. Let's see. Let's see if we get right in here the sellers that were wrong right here in this consolidation, if the price zips down. Right there. And then this turns maybe into support. Let's see. Right now, let's see. Right now, we are in a mini little channel. Put it as blue. Like yonder, like this. Now, keep in mind, this is a volume chart. It's not a time-based chart. So since these trend lines use, I guess, time vectors or time points of origin, the trend lines are going to be a little off. So if you go over here to your footprint, you look at it, you're like, well, it's off. See, this is at the top. This is not. This is using time because it's a 5-minute time. This is using volume, so it's different. Anyway, so quickly on the NASDAQ, do you see a little reaction from the bottom here? Yep, you do. So basic support resistance, which is what this is, it works best, but this is a volume chart. It's a volume-based chart. See how we pushed up and immediately the sells came in on the tape? And then there's absorption here on the footprint. Now let's see. Whoever's buying here has short term right here on your footprint. Whoever's buying, there's someone absorbing. There's a little volume node here. This typically causes in the market some sort of oscillation because all the short-term traders that are now trapped here are also going to cover. So you get oscillations. You get market movement up and down. And you come over here and you see like, hey, there's already been, let's zoom in a bit. There's already been a little bit of market movement. Has there not? Yeah, there has, because these are 400 volume bars, and look what happened here. Oops. Oh, we still have this lock fill space on, so I got to turn that off now. All right, now we're good. You see that? That how much? So we put this on this chart, right? And if you guys heard me talk about this yesterday, the best entries are the ones that don't fill your precise level into the middle of the zone short term on the first touch. Because it means that these traders are trapped short term and they're oscillating. So we can count the bars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How much time or volume is going to transact in this area to wash out the trapped traders? Now, it's not going to be equal. Many of those traders from here get washed out here, but you always have remnants. And market participants around resistance will always wait before buying back through. Why? Because they know that the psychology or the weak hands of the players that held on this down move, they will get out. And so they will buy pullbacks. If they're wanting to take price higher, they still see value in the market to take price higher. Smart players will let the price oscillate back down so that they can buy at a more advantageous price. And then eventually this will turn into zero prints when we break through this level and stops are hit or something. But that's how they do it. So now we're getting this pullback. So the area at which shorts are wrong is this short-term area here. Now, you know what's cool about this is this volume profile is only showing us what's from this point to here. So you know what the short-term volume is, not for the whole session like everybody does it. They put a volume profile on and they're like, POC is here for the whole session. No, you care about short-term rotations, guys. See that? You care about very short-term rotations. And the short-term rotation says the shorts are trapped above this what? This what I'm showing you, what I'm trying to show you guys here can make you a lot of money. A lot of money, okay? Because this is real analysis of the market here in short term like this. So these people that bought and sold here, whoever was wrong in here wants to get out. And that's why the market moves down to about the breakout point, which is this bar was a pullback, some profit taking from people from here. And now this becomes the short-term area. As we rotate out inventory, this becomes the short-term area where you buy against trap shorts. So you've seen this whole story on how the market is moving against support and resistance. And this is why this works. This is why scalping, if you can do it well, you can turn over. I'm over here talking, not getting paid, but you can turn over your edge short term if you can follow this story in your head quickly. And like me, you don't have to talk about it. So anyway, what time is it? 10:20? Maybe another 20 minutes. I'm gonna get off here and then I'm gonna mark up all my charts. Excuse me, before FOMC. And I'm gonna put above this level, I'm interested in long. Below this level, I'm interested in short. Neutral zones, trap trader zones. So I'm gonna mark all of that up so that I can trade it well according to my strategies. So anyway. If you guys are even more interested in the Elliott wave crap, I don't know. Probably you may not be. You get 1, 2, and then 3. But so this is 1, this is 3, this is 5, and 5 may go right up into here. So now we have the ante, right, where you have the false break up into this zone. People are like, wait a second. I thought we're making higher lows. What I should be buying, right? Well, you're buying up against this level, and you've already had a wave count here. So this is the shortable, oops, sorry, this is the shortable zone for a move back. I'm sorry, that's too far for a move back to maybe here in this zone, right? So you end up getting patterns like this in the market a lot, where you get up move that are 3, and then you get down move like this, then you get up move, right? You get this, now you get this nice little head and shoulder. Then you get all these people who are like, hey, it's above the right shoulder, buy, buy, buy. And then you get down move. Oh, all the head and shoulder people breakout trade it, the neckline, right? And then, oh, all the 618 people here buying against support. And then you get up move. And then you have all the idiot rule of 3 people like me. We're like, hey, rule of 3, rot, rot, baby, rot. 1, 2, 3. Then you have all the bull flag people that are like, bull flag, buy, BTFD, right? But this pattern, just this diagram here, plays out over and over and over again. And if you can be aware of it, that you're maybe on your 5-minute chart, you're seeing this for the whole session. Maybe on your 400 volume chart in a local little area of the chart, you're seeing this. Maybe on your 2000 tick chart on the E-mini, you're seeing this pattern play out. This pattern plays out all the time. And why does it play out? Let's get into the nuts and bolts of why it plays out. Because when markets move, let's see, like this, generally, maybe there's a wave pattern in here. Oops, there's a wave pattern in here. And markets then pull back. Oops. They tend to move in waves about 50%. Why? Because we're visual creatures, right? You ever play pickle with somebody between 2 bases? Pickle's a game where, I don't know, you have some ball and somebody's running back and forth, trying to get back and forth to the bases. At about the 50, you're like, what the heck is this guy talking about? At about the 50% move, there's uncertainty, right? Below 50%, you're like, well, there's a whole lot of people that are typically looking at the market from the perspective of being long here. And then there's people who are looking at the perspective of being long the market here or short the market. And same, but typically at this point, you wash out a lot of the traders. Not the dummies, but you wash out a lot of them. Hey, we're into our wave 5. You guys know anything about Elliott wave? Wave 1, wave 2. Wave 5 tends to be the biggest. Anyway, we're now into resistance now. Definitely. Is this enough washout for this? Yeah, it could be. It could be. That's why when you use volume bars, you can look at the distance here, the width, and just look at rotations this way. That's why these volume bars are really sweet. You don't even need to know about deltas. Do I have deltas here? Sure, I have deltas. Look. Those are deltas right here. These are deltas that tick. Are they going to matter for what I'm doing? Have I talked about deltas one time right here? No. All you people that are really overcomplicating trading support and resistance and general structure and trading BBWC and trying to overcomplicate it, you're just hurting your brains for no reason. You are. I don't look at deltas for this stuff. Do I see it on the footprint here? Yeah, positive delta right here at 11,530, right, for the session. Plus 400, plus 274, right? Plus 132 up here. Plus 208 here. Fairly balanced in through here. This is for the whole session, guys. Well, but I want a simple delta indicator. No, don't overcomplicate structure, volume, people taking positions here. It's really simple. Anyway, FOMC getting closer. Yeah, thank you, Rainer. I appreciate that, my friend. This is exactly the behavior I love too. And you can extrapolate it to higher time frames as well, right? All this type of analysis you can extrapolate, but it's all psychology, right? It's the most important thing, isn't it? The most important thing is playing against, and I say this all the time, playing against trap traders. It's why the crypto markets are so wonderful, is because you get to play against trap traders all the time. Meanwhile, they all just say things like moon, right? Moon, moon, moon. Markets to the moon. But we know that people hold until break even underwater in a big position and they sell. Anyway, here's our wave 5. Now, all right, we already rotated people out of this. Let's just be 100% here. We already rotated people out of this position right here. Right here. Now we've got and a wave 5 going. So this is 5. They tend to be the most parabolic. Now, this was a pullback and then it failed. So this now becomes heavy resistance. And we're in a wave 5. And why is it important? Well, look at your footprint. You see this? That's why we use them all. Use the same things right there. It was heavy. What do we know? That was the buyer. That was the passive buyer. So we'll likely get some, I don't know, something in here. But if we can get above it, then everyone who sold into that, they're going to get squeezed a little bit too. So we'll see. You see the big volume node there? That's just because it was a big buyer. Correlates, this volume node correlates to that bubble. Anyway. And if too many of you get into position here with your stops right above, you'll probably all be weak and drive it up through. It's only 33 people on the feed, so it's probably not going to matter, but anyway, not a professional trader. It is logical. It is. But if you constantly second guess yourself, it is me and my fat finger, says Pierre. Yeah, potentially. Have you guys heard my Litecoin story? You know, way back when I was the Litecoin breakout. Do you know that? I have the Coinbase, then it was GDEX. I have the Coinbase records to prove it. And it was a drunk fat finger. You know why I did it? It's because someone on Whale Pool yelled, Litecoin's breaking out. It's breaking out like 20, 15 cents. So I fat fingered the whole thing and it broke out a buck 40 on GDEX, which is where everyone knew Charlie, Litecoin Charlie, Charlie Lee had all his coins, right? Well, that's where I was trading mainly. Well, I had money there, but that's where I was trading mainly. That and Bitfinex at that time. And so I was two bottles of wine in, and I hit the market buy button instead of just a limit order. And I bought all the way up the book. It was very light. There was not much for sale on GDEX at the time. And it collapsed. So I bought from 445 all the way up into the upper fives near $6. You could see it on a chart. Bring it up on I am that fat finger. And everybody in Whale Pool at the time said, look, they're buying it on GDEX. And they all started fucking buying. and I was mortified because price collapsed 30% against my position immediately. And but I was drunk, so I didn't care. I just thought I'm happy because hell yeah, I just bought the Litecoin breakout, and it collapsed right on me, and I'm like, why am I down 25% immediately? 30%. Like, why am I immediately down on this position so much? And I was like, wait a second. Oh no, I hit them. I'm like, I shouldn't. I just started panicking. I was like, I shouldn't trade drunk. What am I doing? I have these rules. I shouldn't trade drunk. Idiot. This is 20. Was it 2016? Might have been. Anyway, before Litecoin, Litecoin was at $4, and then I stayed up. I don't know. It was early in the morning, or maybe midnight or something when I did it. I don't know. Around that time, I was drunk, so I stayed up watching the screen, panicking, adding to my position, selling little bounces. I got out of the whole position at roughly break even. I was down a little bit of money at the end of the night. It was like roughly break even. And I went to bed. I made coffee, ate food. It was like 2, 3. I probably went to sleep at like 3, 4, 5 in the morning. And then I was so happy to get out at break even. I woke up at, I want to say it was about 10 a.m. my time. Real late for me because I was trading crypto like 17 hours a day. I woke up at around 10 a.m. and Litecoin was at, remember, market bought the market from 440 to almost $6. Okay. I was the breakout on GDAX. Everyone was screaming about it. Blah, blah, blah. It caused the market to really explode. Right. So butterfly flapping its wings, right? So Pierrick is not too far away from reality sometimes. Pierrick knows the story, maybe. Pierrick listens to the feed or the stream enough. Anyway, I woke up to Litecoin at $9 and about 30 cents, and I wanted to cry. Literally, I'm a grown ass man, and I wanted to cry. I was like, really? But it was it's an expensive lesson in that anything can move the market, and it doesn't have to be what you think it is. Now, that said, human nature is predictable. But when you do get the occasional, what the hell just happened here? The market went straight up through all my stops. Hey, look at that. You see this? What do you know? The volume node has trap traders. Shocker, right? Each of these is a point. So in here to 51, we're now down 10 points off that level almost instantly. Trap traders? Yes! 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 Yeah. So, yeah, lots can happen. Lots can happen in the market that you are probably explaining for the wrong reason, but what I'm telling you about trap traders and volume and, markets that move like this against these levels, this is all predictable stuff on short time frames. Now, if you're like Rainer and you're playing higher time frames, you're not worried about all this noise. But you know me, instead of buying here and holding for all this, I kind of prefer to try and turn my edge over in short time frames because I think, time is risk. But anyway, what time is it now? Let's see. 10:36. About to get off pretty soon. Hey, if you guys haven't liked the video, oh, very nice, Rainer. If you guys haven't liked the video, I appreciate you guys liking it, and thanks for stopping in. I wish you guys good luck during this FOMC volatility that is coming. Stay safe out there, play smaller, um, and admit when you're wrong. Don't turn a day like today into your biggest losing day. Anyway, have a good one. Peace.